So I want to watch this video together because I have been trying to figure out a way to say what I'm about to say in this video. The way she put it makes it so easy to say this to you guys without offending anyone. So make sure you get some cookies. Go get some cookies. Cookies normally make people feel good. Go get some cookies. My hair needs to be washed. It's extremely oily, but we're not here for that. Judge yourselves.
I'm making this video because if you see me here, you may or may not be subscribed to my YouTube channel.
I wasn't at first, but I am now.
I am having issues with, I guess, the views that my YouTube channel get when I make other content.
Now, most people would say like, oh, why are you worried about views? Why are you worried about views? But when the Team Natural community first started, when everything first started popping off, all you had to do was put 4C, Team Natural, hairstyles, certain tags, right? And because of something that we'll talk about in a second, those videos were pushed more than any other videos were if they match a certain narrative. Because remember, everything has been about keywords and stuff like that. But remember, the initial goal, especially if you're a person whose channel is monetized, the initial goal is for advertisers, the people who pay, for ads to run on your videos, to make sure that their ads are running in front of the right people. So the more you feed into certain tags like 4C hair or co-wash and things like that, then the more certain brands are going to be putting up money for certain types of videos. That's just the way that it's always worked, right? That's how it goes. The more you are feeding into certain tags, the more money brands are willing to invest. And when I'm talking about brands, I'm talking about people who make co-washing conditioners.
Or even some things get more views than other. The views are not consistent on my YouTube channel. And it's like kind of frustrating because it confuses me as a content creator on what to make. Because when I tried previously to like step
now, when she just said that is something that I could relate to 100%, which is fine. But the way the social media works, the way that the algorithm works, is like if you subscribe to somebody's channel for hair videos and they make anything other than a hair video, then you're not going to get that information. But that's not the point that I'm trying to make. So keep watching. Don't sign off. We're not going to watch the whole video. I want you to stay with me because there is a portion of this that I really, really want you to pay attention to. Okay, I need you to pay attention to the process. I am breaking this down a certain way. Don't leave. Please don't go.
OOTDs or be more creative and like make things on my channel. Those things literally get no views. So I can't just keep putting out hair videos. That's detrimental to your hair. It's detrimental to my hair. So I'm coming here to ask you guys, what would you like to see from me as a content creator on my channel, especially if you're a subscriber?
So this beauty just said she is confused as a content creator because when she started her channel, and this goes for most natural YouTubers. So I do want to say this, like, I don't make the videos that I make like, oh, forget natural YouTubers, forget YouTubers that make hair videos. Absolutely not. I love it. Like, I have some faves too, right? And my faves are the ones who don't profess to be cosmetologists, who don't profess to be professionals, who actually have a cosmetologist that they go to. Those are some of my favorites, right? Like All of Destiny's sister is a cosmetologist now. So anyway, the thing that I really want y'all to pay attention to in what she just said was the fact that she says, you know what, like, I can't keep doing all of these different styles because it's detrimental to my hair. And this is the thing. As you keep watching the video, right? As you keep watching the video, you are going to hear her say that, she's confused as a content creator. She doesn't know what to make, because whenever she does a different video of a hairstyle, then her views go through the roof. But she doesn't want to keep doing that because it's damaging to her hair to constantly be switching these different styles and to constantly be doing all of these different hairstyles, which is the main reason that I really wanted to make this video. I want you guys to keep on watching her video. Watch to the end. Girl, I watched to the end and I left 3 blue hearts, right? But a basic synopsis of what she is saying in this video is that yes, she started off her channel making like natural videos, making videos for different hairstyles, but she also starts the video saying like, hey, you see these braids that I did in this video? I just took these out. It was too heavy on my hair. This is the thing. And if you're a licensed cosmetologist, or if you do natural hair or whatever, if you can relate to this, if you do hair professionally, let me know. There is a routine, right? There's a certain routine, there's a certain pattern that women follow, where they'll go during like school time or like during the winter months and stuff like that. They're going to see a regular hairstylist, but then throughout the summer months, they go and they see a braider. Now, I'm not gonna get on that because braiders are great, but you have to find the right braider, because what happens is people think just because they're not touching their hair that they're not damaging. They think just because their hair is in braids that they're not damaging it. And the problem, in my opinion, across social media right now in the hair community is the simple fact that most people have been so confused following people who are also confused that we're just playing in their hair. Like, I'm not being disrespectful, but when she's not a professional hairstylist, like, so by definition you're playing in your hair and just trying to see what works and what don't. Like, oh, never mind, I ain't gonna try that again. You know what I mean? Like, but these aren't people who necessarily know their hair. So that's one of the most commonly asked questions here on my channel. Like, what styles do I do? The reason that my hair is messed up is because I don't know what styles to do. I don't have a set select styles or different styles that I should do. That is the problem, y'all. Like, for the most part, and I'm not trying to pin other races against each other. It doesn't have anything to do with that. Just imagine if you know any woman with naturally long hair, right? With hair to her butt, hair down her back, hair mid-back, whatever, however long. How does she wear her hair? There are no women with hair to their butt that are constantly wearing their hair in different hairstyles. Women with long hair, with naturally long, thick, and healthy hair are not doing different hairstyles every week. They're not doing different hairstyles every couple of months. Every woman that I know with naturally thick and long hair wears her hair the same exact way. The same exact way. All the time. They'll, like, most women with naturally with thick hair, long hair, regardless of whether it's relaxed, natural, curler, whatever, and we'll talk about that in another video. None of these women are doing twisties one day, crochet braids this day, this type of braids this day. They're not playing in their hair. They're not. So when I left the industry, it wasn't because I'm like, oh, forget everybody, or I got bullied out the industry. No, it was because there is a missing gap. There's a gap. There's something missing between the customer and the actual cosmetologist or hairstylist or braider. There's this missing link, to the point where, because there's a missing link, consumers think that professionals are keeping some big secret. Nobody's keeping a big secret. But upon you respecting, right, the hair industry the same way that this is gross, me digging in my ear, but it feels good and whatever. But by you naturally, right, respecting the hair industry for what it is, then you could go ahead and say, okay, this is just me going to the professional is how I make sure that I'm doing everything right. But at the end of the day, all of the maintenance is on you. Just like when you go to see a dentist, like, you don't go to see a dentist and then only brush your teeth that one day that you go to the dentist, and then you don't brush your teeth at all until the next time you see your dentist. You don't do that in regular. You don't do that in your everyday regular life, but you do it like with the shop. You'll get your hair done one way and then be like, oh, one time, and then be like, my hair is like this because I went to this one girl and she messed my hair up and it never grew back. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. Like, there has to be this middle ground where you understand what maintenance practices that you have to follow to keep the ends from breaking and all of these different things. But like, there was just this big divide where there was no trust because cosmetologists or different professionals didn't stand in their lane, and then women don't understand the role that a hairstylist plays in their life. The role of your hairstylist is not to make sure that you don't get a scalp infection. You make sure that you don't have scalp infections by washing your hair regularly. There was a comment left on my channel that was like, it's chaotic because why can't we do the process of elimination for ourselves? Why are we so cloudy in our judgment that we can't do the process of elimination and say, okay, these are the things that we do and these are the results that we get, and these are the things that these groups of women do and these are the results that they're getting. What can we swap out? What are we not doing that we should do? And then when you hear tactics or suggestions from other people, instead of you being like, she wrong, she right. No, that's not what you do. Like, this is a good product, but this is a bad one. What's the best between these two? It's all a game. It was all a market ploy. Because if they can create a problem, they can create demand. And if they can create demand, they can supply that demand. And upon them supplying that demand, they make millions of dollars because they create dependency. Because they made you dependent on YouTubers and on YouTube videos and on hacks. And they knew the whole time that the hacks would not work. You guys read different articles and stuff that YouTubers tell you about. Oh, look at this, relaxers are bad. Understand how scientific research works. For them to do research on anything, for them to come to any type of whatever on anything, they have to do studies and they have to do research. Okay? For them to do study and for them to do research, a scientist has to invest a lot of time and a lot of money. And scientists are not like, I wonder what I can research today. No, it's their job. If a scientist is researching something heavy, it's because somebody didn't dump out that money. You hear me? So understand that every article that you read about what product is bad and what product is good and what you should or shouldn't use, go back to the source and follow the money. When you follow the money, you can answer every question. Because when you follow the money on the story, on the thing about fibroids and relaxers, it's a money trail. Because at the end of everything, they're selling you a product. At the end of them talking about how relaxers cause cancer and things of that nature, they're doing one or two things. They're either selling you a medication or they're trying to get you to take part in a certain lawsuit. Because the more people are a part of a lawsuit, the more that legal systems will back out of it. I ain't got time for it. And then when y'all win, whoever this attorney is that has made this all so big and huge, you up under him. So every person that wins a lawsuit, that lawyer is going to get a kickback for each individual person. So if they make it go viral and all y'all think I'm not even gonna say a relaxer's name, y'all think a certain brand of relaxer gave y'all a certain scalp infection or whatever the case may be, then let's say 1 million people sue them and 1 million people win, 1 million people got to get that lawyer a cut. Please don't ever think that any of these brands or any of this scientific research is just being done off the whim like they're bored. No. The same brands that are telling you that the product is bad are the same ones doing the scientific research to validate it. They pay scientists to do research to validate their statements so they can make them and make money. That's how the game goes, period. And because you don't know how the game goes, and because you have negativity behind you, you don't know who to listen to. You listen to whoever gives you the easiest fix, right? And I'm not saying that that was her intention, because these I don't believe that any of these YouTubers' intentions were to deceive anybody or anything like that. They were pawns. And a lot of them will tell you that they learned that they were pawns and decided to leave and stop making video content. That's why y'all notice so many YouTubers like, I don't want to make natural hair content no more, and all they're doing is commentary, because they realized what beast they were feeding. So now it becomes something that's really hard, because now the only people that are really still around are the people who love hair. And the only people who love hair and the science of hair are the cosmetologists, or the hairstylists, are the ones who actually have the licenses. And the ones that were playing in their hair work are kind of like, all right, y'all, like I'm done playing in my hair. I'm gonna be bald. So whenever you guys ask me questions like, oh, what hairstyles can I do? I'm not ignoring you, but there's a reason why a licensed hairstylist is a licensed hairstylist. She's going to school to learn how to style hair in a way that doesn't damage the hair. For example, YouTubers have everybody confused, thinking that anytime you see hair that, like, if you see naturally curly hair that doesn't curl anymore, you naturally think that hair is damaged. And it's not true. The definition of damage is the follicle or the hair shaft or something like that being damaged to a point where it's going to break and eventually damage the follicle, or eventually detach, right, the hair shaft from the blood supply. That is what there's a difference between heat damage and heat training. Like, you'll come across social media, and because women don't understand the scientific definition of or the scientific difference between heat training and heat damage, you naturally just be like, nope, that's heat damage. No, it's not. The definition of damage is classified as something that causes the hair shaft to detach itself from the blood supply. If you do not have something that will eventually cause the hair shaft to detach itself from the blood supply, your hair shaft is not damaged, my love. Now, when you see somebody who has their hair, their curl pattern going, for example, it's like over here on my hair, I wear a weave, and this is my favorite part, my favorite side to part. So over here, my texture has changed. Does that mean that my hair is damaged? No, it does not. When you look at a woman who has relaxed hair, her hair is not damaged. Her bonds have been reformatted. So if we go to a different level, no other women from other races are not looking at each other. A woman with naturally straight hair A woman with naturally straight hair is not looking at another woman with naturally curly hair and telling her that her hair is damaged because her hair is now curled instead of straight. No, they just look and say, oh, you put more protein in your hair. But when women with naturally curly hair straighten their hair, other women with naturally curly hair tell them, oh, your hair is damaged, instead of saying, oh, you remove some of the protein from your hair. Because it's the same thing. That's all that happens. But because we're not educated properly, because we've been following social media hacks, we think that heat damage is when your hair doesn't curl up. No. Now, heat damage is when you have removed so many bonds from the hair shaft that the hair shaft is no longer able to hold itself together properly, which then results in breakage on the ends. There are women with no curls in their hair whatsoever that don't have broken ends. That under an electron microscope, the cuticle is lifted a little because they had a relaxer, but there are no holes or slits within the hair shaft. So it's not damaged by heat. It's been reformatted. There is a difference. So it's a little annoying. You know, like it makes it so I don't even really want to share stuff with my hair on here, because it's like, oh man, is your hair damaged because the curl's not back? It's like, y'all, it's a really confusing place for everybody to be in, because it's like the YouTubers are telling y'all the stuff that I taught you was wrong. The stuff that I taught you was wrong. You're not supposed to play in your hair all day like that. It was wrong. I was wrong. I'm sorry. I don't want to keep playing in my hair all the time. I'm breaking it off. I was wrong. You're not supposed to play in your hair all the time. I'm sorry. I gotta stop. But they're being penalized for it, right? So if you make one video and you get 300,000 views on this video, but then you make another video of something that you actually really like and something you're actually interested in, but instead of you getting 200,000 views, you get 200 views, what are you gonna do? You're gonna keep making videos about the things that are getting most views, especially if it's the way that you're paying your bills. And that's what's happened. Until now, they've gotten to a place where they either have to cut all their hair off, or where they're just integrally like tired. And this woman it just sounded like she was tired. Like, I'm tired of playing in my hair. I'm gonna be bald making videos for y'all. And the issue and the reason that I'm making the video is because that is what most people's problem is. You think that you're supposed to have your hair in all of these different hairstylists, all of these different hairstyles, because YouTubers told you, oh, this style, this day. No, you're not. Wigs got popular because hairstylists, we loved our clients getting wigs and stuff like that. You know why? Because they weren't in their hair. They wasn't doing twist outs. They wasn't doing braid outs. They wasn't doing wash and goes. They wasn't going to sleep with wet hair. They weren't doing any of that. Why? Because I put the weave in. They came back every 2 to 3 weeks for maintenance. I'm the one who took it out. I could keep up with everything from point A to point B, and their hair would be down their back wearing weaves all the time. Not because weaves grow your hair out, but because if you have a weave and you have a proper practice, a proper maintenance practice, a proper preparation process before the weave goes in, then you're able to retain length. Black women do not have a problem growing hair. Black women have a problem with length retention, because you think that because your hair is braided that it's healthy, and it's one of the easiest ways to break off your hair. Our hair is not supposed to be braided all the time. I don't care what anybody says. Locks are great, but everybody shouldn't get locks, because over time your locks are going to get heavier and heavier. And if you are a person who already has a weak hair follicle, you're going to go bald after a while. Having locks is just that simple. Learning the science gets us from point A to point B. And that's why I wanted to make this video, because I can't give you, oh, just do these styles. No, that's not what I'm here for. I am the bridge. I am the bridge. Before, I was the cosmetologist, right? Now, and when I was little, I was the client. But now I'm the bridge between the customer and the cosmetologist or the hairstylist or the braider or the barber, because we don't go to school wanting to be your end all be all. If you have a cosmetologist or a professional like that, that's on you. You with a dusty when you pick them. Ain't nobody twist your arm, make you be with them. You with them. We do not want to be your end all be all. You're supposed to brush your teeth every day. Your dentist wants to be the one that's making sure that everything is going good like it's supposed to be. You supposed to brush your hair every day. You supposed to wash your hair. Well, if it's out. You supposed to wash your hair on a regular basis. You're supposed to get a trim every 8 to 10 weeks. These are things that you're supposed to do. Your hairstylist is who you going to for your deep conditioning treatments. Your hairstylist is who you going to for that trim every 8 to 10 weeks. Your hairstylist or your cosmetologist is who you go to when you want to take your hair from blonde, from jet black to platinum blonde, because you don't know what you're doing. You didn't go to school for that. There are hairstylists that can't do what cosmetologists do and don't want to. That's why they didn't go to cosmetology school. And there are cosmetologists that don't want to do what a hairstylist do because they want to focus on the science of hair. They don't want to do ponytails and twists and all of that. They like, I'm here to grow your hair. I'm not for all of that. So I made this video because that's what I just wanted to point out the difference to y'all, and the reason that I'm not making a video, and I want y'all to feel like I'm ignoring y'all. The reason that I'm not going to make videos about what hairstyles you should do and what hairstyles you should be switching up is because you shouldn't be switching up hairstyles every 5 minutes. When it comes to protective styles, I used to tell my clients, pick one protective style a year. Y'all see me in the same wig on a regular basis. Like, box braids are my protective style for the year. I'm not doing 50 million different protective styles all the time. That's why y'all saw whenever I was doing brand deals with Toyo Tresses, we stopped doing brand deals because I'm not about to keep doing crochet braids on my hair. No, sir. No, ma'am. I'm not doing that every month. That's why I started putting them on wigs, because you're not supposed to be doing that to your hair on a regular basis. You're not. So I hope this makes sense. I'm not going to keep talking you to death because I feel like I did that already. I hope you're not super emotional today.